What's up, fourth grade? This is Miss Bruin in the wait, what's that? Oh, you can't see me. But do we need some light? Hi, it's me in the flesh, Miss Bruin. Welcome to the virtual lab. You are here with me so that we can continue to study light. And we're going to be looking at light energy in this lesson by asking that big question: what is light? During the last session, you guys made some fascinating observations on the colors that we noticed coming off different light sources and the intensity of different kinds of light. We're going to find some answers to this big question, what is light, by stopping to observe how light moves during this lesson. We're going to be looking really closely into how light travels. Are you ready to go to station 4? So we'll be stopping at a few different stations and exploring how light behaves around different kinds of materials. Here we go. So here we are at station 4. We are looking at a prism, which is the glass object on the right. We are going to be using a flashlight to shine a light on the prism. And I'm going to let you make some observations about what happens. As we watch, I want you to think about the questions that you see on the left. Is what we're looking at an example of light? Why or why not? Prove what you think. What colors do you see? Is the light bright or is it kind of dim? How else could you describe the light? And I want you to write any responses or observations that you're realizing or noticing in the station 4 slide in your slideshow. Or if you feel more comfortable using a science notebook or a sheet of paper, you can jot your observations down on there as well. So scientists, you can see that up in the picture here, I'm going to position the prism in front of the light that's coming out of the flashlight. Okay. I want you to watch when I hit it at a certain angle. Watch what happens. What do you observe? What colors do you see? How would you describe the brightness? How else could you describe what you're seeing here? Is this light? How do you know? On to station 5. At station 5, we're going to be testing out how light travels or behaves when we put it in front of different kinds of materials. So, what we have in front of us is a flashlight, a source of light, and we're going to be testing it as we aim it onto a clear glass. And then we're also going to be testing it, what happens when we shine a light onto a wooden block. I know you probably have some hypotheses. You're probably already guessing what's going to happen. Ready? Let's take a look. Take a look at what happened as I shine the light onto the glass. Can you see evidence of the light traveling right through the glass? Why can the light travel through glass? Now take a look at the flashlight shining on the wooden block. Is there evidence that the light can shine through the wood? Why doesn't the light go through the wooden block? Write down any thoughts or observations that you're having on station 5, on the station 5 slide, sorry, in your science notebook, or on a sheet of paper. If you're not ready for station 6 and you have a bit more writing to do, you have some notes to jot down, don't worry, just pause the video. If you're ready to keep moving, here we are at station 6. And all you need for station 6 is a lamp that you can turn on and turn off. Watch, observe, look closely at what happens as we turn off the light and turn on the light. There's a couple of questions that I want you to ask yourself as you're making these observations. How would you describe this kind of light? How would you describe its intensity? Is it bright or is it on the dimmer side? What colors do you see in the light? And what kind of changes do you see? Remember to record all your observations on the station 6 slide in your notebook or on a sheet of paper to turn into your teacher at the end of all this. So, fourth graders, we just finished day 2 of exploring what light is. You came up with a bunch of interesting observations, looking at different light sources, looking at how light behaves, how it travels, and how it interacts with different kinds of materials. If you want to continue this exploration at home, you should. You could collect different kinds of materials and get your light source. It could be a lamp, could be a simple flashlight. It could even be the light coming in through your window. And you can experiment and see what happens when you try to pass that light through different kinds of materials. One interesting exploration might be to experiment with water. So we experimented with glass. We looked at how it travels when you put wood in front of it. But what happens when you put water in front of light? Um, that could be a really interesting one to look into. And any other materials you have questions about, try it, test it out, and make sure that you're sketching out the models for these tests and you're jotting down all your observations in your science notebook or on a piece of paper so that you can keep track of what you found. I will see you next time, and we will go a little bit deeper with light.